YouTube. Hello? Is this thing on? I can never figure out. There it is. Hello, YouTube! Welcome! Happy Friday time zone. I suppose it could maybe be not Friday somewhere. I'm not too sure, but welcome. Today, I have 35-ish wish list items for City Skylines 2 put into my Discord by the community. If you want to chat City Skylines 2 and City Skylines stuff, there's a link to the Discord in the description below. But we've got like 35-ish items. And I have a list of them. I have thoughts on every single one of them, and we're going to go over that while I work on kind of tidying and detailing and prettifying the vanilla city that we have here. The first one, I'm just going to get to it right away so that you get to witness this announcement. It's not an announcement. The first item is a tutorial. I think it was maybe Warner who said, hey, we would love a tutorial. Paradox. Because you're so well known for your tutorials, and I'm just gonna say the first thing that I hope to put out for City Skylines 2 is a tutorial. So if you're looking for the game really dumbed down and explained to you like you're 5, be sure to subscribe because I will get you that. I will make sure that you know how to play City Skylines 2. But yes, welcome chat. How is everybody? Seta wants tornadoes. Warner wants more vanilla building asset variety. I agree with both of those. And Peanut wants peanut, which, you know, I also agree with. How are we? Good day. Hello. Sorry, I had to say proper hello YouTube stuff. Welcome to I never remember the name of this. Larwendlow? Do you guys remember this city? Hi, Cheyenne. What's going on? Oh, hi. I'm so sorry. I hope it has started. I hope I'm actually here. It looks like I'm actually here. Things look a little, oh no, it looks okay. It looks fine. Hi Phil, hello, good day, good morning, good afternoon, good time zone. What's everybody up to? Hi, much ado. We are going to be discussing City Skylines 2 wish list items today. I just want to kind of get myself figured out with this city. I feel like it's been a while since I've been here. I did, in between the previous episode, or video or stream or whatever, of this save, and now I did install 2 interchanges, and I assure you, I did these 100% by myself. I did not, in any way, shape, or form, go and grab interchanges made by Yumble and put them into the game and then unsubscribe from the item afterwards. I would never do that. I would never do that to you. But then, you know, maybe I tidied up some, like, lane maths and placements the way that I wanted it to. Warner straight up saying it looks very non-me. It's true. I'm not this talented. Hi, Leanne. So we've got that we need to connect up. And then, this is the type of interchange that I am the most familiar with, like, offline. Out there in the world. This is, it's not, I had to, when I was upgrading the roads, I had to like replace this ramp here and this one, so they don't look as nice as the Yumble made them. But, this is what I'm familiar with in the North America. You get off and then it's like just slams into a more national road type thing. They're not usually 6 lanes across. That's quite wild. But I'm gonna keep it as 6 lane, I think, because it goes into these little 3-lane one-ways down here, and so we need to bring that up over this way as well. But we don't really care about this city today. We care about City Skylines 2 today. Is there any excitement for the City Skylines 2 out there? I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty darn stoked. I just want to see if we have death care, and then I might have to unpause the game because I didn't realize we are quite low on cash. Yes, we do have death care. Yeah, I'm gonna unpause the game. Yeah, right, I do. It's very familiar to me. So we'll see how it handles the cargo traffic. Oh, this is my first time unpausing since placing these totally homemade interchanges that I did all by myself. So, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll work fine. I'm hyped too! I'm very excited. I'm just gonna have a quick sip of tea. I just have a green tea this morning. I had about this much coffee. I'm trying to be capable of having some coffee to wake up, but still not euchre my sleeping that night. And I really don't think that's a realistic goal for myself. I think I just have to accept the fact that if I drink coffee in the morning, even like bright and early in the morning, I will not sleep well that night. And that's a crying shame, you know? Crying shame. Do we want to get to City Skylines wish list items? So I did grab these from Discord. I grabbed like every single one that people put down. There might be like one or two that I haven't put on my like to read and address list just because they didn't make any sense. Sorry. But I did write down everything. Yeah, it's the worst, Leanne, because like, man, I love having the coffee, but like I like to be able to wake up, but the not being able to sleep at night, it's rough. It's rough. Yeah, Seta, it's a good little intersection. It works well in vanilla, and looks pretty good too. Yeah, same. Also love the taste of coffee. So people would tell us that we probably need to drink decaf, but like decaf doesn't wake you up. You know? We'll see, Cheyenne. We'll see. I am, so I'm really good at being optimistic. It's something that I do well with. And so I'm finding it very easy to say that I'm not just going to, like, worry about performance or any sort of... Like, I don't have any worries going into it until I see gameplay trailers or try the game myself. I just don't see any reason to fuss and be pre-sad, you know? Like, we talk about the performance of City Skylines 1, and it's a game from 2015. It turns 8 years old today. Happy birthday, City Skylines. Released March 10th, 2015. But, like, the newer game, they have confirmed it's being released in Unity, which means modding and asset building is going to be so much easier. But obviously, it's going to be a newer version of Unity, so... and they're going to be able to optimize things. I don't know, I'm not worried about it. Hi, Yasmin. Hello, good day. Hi, Tel. No stress. No stress. Yeah, the wizard is never late. The wizard arrives only when he means to, or stuff like that. Ooh, I don't know what I'm allowed to say to that question. Hold on. Please hold. Please hold. I'm allowed to say... I'm in a server with Colossal Order and Paradox, and that I have direct contact with them. That's what I'm allowed to say to that question, Usman. You know? Hi, Steady, what's going on? What's going on? I'm so excited. So, wishlist item number one. Wishlist item number one, except for the tutorial, which... I agree. I would love, okay, so there's two parts to the tutorial thing. As a consumer of the video game, of course I would love, you know, one step above the usual Paradox level of tutorial. But as a YouTuber, especially a YouTuber who does well with tutorials and is good at, like, explaining things very simply, I'm okay if they don't do a great tutorial, because then people can come to this channel and look at mine. So that's, you know. Yeah, Shane, I've seen the list. I've seen the list of achievements, and that's something that will come up maybe a little bit later in what we're chatting about. I mean, I have no reason to believe that list is wrong, right? Like, are we all just accepting that it's totally accurate? Because I think I have. I'm excited if it is, because all of those look great. But let's get on to the next thing that I've written down. So these next, like, 27 wishes all came from one person, and they didn't provide any context or anything beyond, like, 3 words. So I just kind of am doing what I can with them. So this first item just says more start options. And so my question to them is, do you mean challenges and like scenarios. Because if you do, then I wholeheartedly agree. I think having like starting options that, because I mean, that's kind of what I have been doing with the game lately, is just creating my own challenges, right? And so if that were natively in the game, I think that would give casual players, you might hear that phrase a lot today, I think it would give casual players an easy way to challenge themselves without kind of the onslaught of frustration that coming up with your own challenges and all of that sort of stuff can do. So yeah, I like the idea of more challenges, more scenarios to start, more, you know, difficulty options, all that kind of thing. The only thing I will say, and you might also hear this a lot today, is that I need them to be optional. I have absolutely no doubt that they would be optional. I can't see Colossal Order forcing people to play the game in like a challenge mode kind of thing. What am I doing here? But yeah, I would want any starting options to be optional for sure. For sure. Scenarios and events, yeah. Events happening is very low in Skylines 1. True. True. Yeah. So that's my thought on starting options. What have I written down here? Yeah, they need to be optional, but I think it's a really great way to, I'm really not concerned, but I'm really cognizant, I guess, of casual players and them having, that's awful, isn't it? Them having every reason to still enjoy the game late into their City Skylines life, you know? Oh, yeah, if you could link that, Peanut, that would be cool. I didn't see that. Thank you. Yeah, it's a footpath. So, what I'm doing right now is I've got this main road with the bicycle lanes. I'm trying to include bike lanes and stuff everywhere. But for pedestrians or bicyclers, once they meet this intersection, whatever, they are met with a highway, so they can't like actually get to things. So I'm scooching them around. Oh yeah. Oh, Peanut. Right. I turned that off. You could PM me? But yeah, we could look at that. I do have the achievements list up and ready. Does that look awful? It does. It looks awful. Those look horrible. Those look horrible. Shane, what do you mean, my friend? Okay. Suggestion number 2, or wish list item number 2, hi BL, and I think this is a really great one, is a planning mode. And I love that idea. Peanut, I see you. Thanks, buddy. I love that idea. Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Oh no, that's not what I want. Cool. We'll look at this as well. Thanks, Peanut. For my convenience, you are a convenience. So I think this planning mode is a really great alternative to some folks' request for an undo button, which I'll get into a little bit later. Because I don't think an undo button should be in vanilla. I just don't. But we'll get to that later. But like a planning mode where, you know how a lot of us use dirt roads to come in, and we will like start drawing our roads with dirt, and we'll do this, and then we go back and we upgrade them with, you know, whatever. If instead of it being a dirt road, maybe it just places down a road of the width that you're using, if that's it. And I'm kind of prefacing this with all like, as long as the GUI is similar to what we're currently familiar with, right? So it places a road down that's the same width as whatever you're using, but it's like a light blue translucent kind of thing. And then you would go back in afterwards and upgrade it. So the planning mode would cost 0 monies. Therefore, if you did an undo with it, it wouldn't cost any money. And like maybe, again, if the GUI is similar, maybe the planning mode is the most left option. right? So you've got like the very first one here is like a light blue translucent little planning mode guy. And you don't even, like, it doesn't even have to be just roads, right? You could do that with anything. You could plan out an entire neighborhood and then go back in and place things in. Hey, we reached small city! Man, we're so good at this game. Oh, and this is, these are money-making, policies, so I'm gonna put those on. Do we have crematoriums yet? When do those happen? Anyways, but yeah, I think planning mode is a great idea. I would be totally down for it. It'd be great for detailers. I also think it would be great for filthy casuals who are just like new to the game and kind of want to, like, I can't plan out this interchange. Are you kidding me? I can't do that. But if I had a planning mode, I could do it in a city that I'm currently building and working on, so I don't have to go and do like a whole new sandbox city, right? And I could do it without risking my money. I could do it and I could like slow down and have patience and all that kind of thing. I think a planning mode would be so cool. So cool. Spray paint. What do you mean by that, Tel? But, yeah, I'm totally down for it. Alright, speaking of which, it would really help make things like this look less awful. Let me try to make this better. Yeah, I don't know. Any other thoughts on planning mode and how it could be good or not good? Okay, listen. I need you to go away. Oh no. Gang, it's been a while. It's been a while. Let's do that. I'm just trying to get this length similar to this length, and I think I've done it. I haven't, but I'm going to adjust this side instead. Okay. Yes. Yes, that's better. That's better. Shay and I have no idea, because I have no idea what City Skylines 2 is going to be. I can answer that for City Skylines 1, maybe, but I'm not comfortable giving computer advice. I know what has worked for me, but I know the second I say something, everyone will tell me I'm wrong, so... yeah, we don't know. We don't know what City Skylines 2 is going to require, right? I would suggest waiting until we have more information on it if you want to play it. I'm well, thanks, Orange. How are you doing? The blue lines, outlines, and RL, they spray with... Oh, Tell! Yeah. That makes sense. And that would be a great way. I'm really guilty of never considering realism. I don't care about realism in this game. But I know that a lot of people do, and Tell brings up a good point, is that it's a great way of kind of bringing a more realistic, like, train of thought to the planning mode stuff. For sure. Yes, Seta, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I need to get rid of these real quick, so I'm going to pause the game. And do this. No snow. Oh, we are finally here. We are finally getting, like, I've been able to take the dog out this week in a t-shirt. Gasp, because it's only been like, I don't know, -2, -3. I actually haven't looked at the actual weather, but it's been so nice. Those look horrible. Why am I suddenly so bad at placing paths? What a... Okay, sure. Sure. We'll put some trees in it and it'll be fine. 23 and snowing. Oh no! I don't really have a concept of what 23 is. I think, isn't that pretty close to freezing? Seasons is gonna be great. Seasons is gonna be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm really stoked about that. That was one of my big yes pleases.
Trees.
Trees! Yeah. Alright, so the next item on this list that I've taken from Discord is, they've just written the words, better notifications. And so I again don't know what they mean. I struggle when folks don't provide any context to things. But, I will say, I like the way I honestly really like the way City Skylines 1 handles notifications. I like that they can be toggled. I like that General Kenobi! Hi, Orange. I like that they can disappear when they're further away. Maybe this person means... Yeah, maybe this person means, like, that they want them to be more informative. Again, if that's what they mean, I kind of feel like City Skylines notifications give all the information they need to, for City Skylines 1. Depending on how many game mechanics do or do not change for City Skylines 2, or how many more there are, or that sort of thing, maybe we will need more notification information. But I would argue that any kind of, like, I guess, misunderstanding of the notifications in City Skylines 1 is less a problem of the notification information and more a problem of the lack of tutorial. Because if you understand the game mechanics, I find that you can read the notice and address what needs to be addressed pretty easily. I'm just trying to decide what to do with the path here. Do I just bring it underground again? I think I might. Yeah, Orange. Yeah, the tutorial was kind of the first thing we were talking about. I selfishly, I'm just promoting that I will be, my main goal is to get a tutorial out ASAP for City Skylines 2. And really dumb it down, which I'm pretty good at. More visible indicators the issues could be more clear. Yeah, I just think that they are clear, I guess. I don't know, but, like, it'll depend on, we don't have any problem notifications, eh? I mean, we've got this. So this guy doesn't have enough buyers for his products. So I know that that means that I either need to put more commercial in so that his goods can go to a commercial, or I can make his connection to the highway more better, or get him a connection via rail, or get him a connection via ship. I think the notifications tell you everything you need to know. I think maybe the lack of tutorial. Yeah. Is that not an option though, Warner? Or is that a... Yeah, so if I turn that off, I mean, that's just an option, right? I guess it is pretty tiny. I really appreciate that it's an option because I don't want to see it when it's zoomed out. But yeah, maybe if you turn it on, maybe having it larger is... Oh no, not that one. Please don't auto-open Chirpy. Please, no. Yeah, that's a point, Warner. That's a point. Maybe if you do have it turned on, as long as it's still toggleable, right? Having something more prevalent, like more like, hey, wee-oo, wee-oo, would be good. Would be good. Setup that already exists. I mean, that's in City Skylines 1, right? I mean, I guess it doesn't take away the asset, as far as performance goes. That might end up being an issue, but if you're playing vanilla, there's no way that trees are going to be a performance issue for you in City Skylines 1. If you're playing modded, then you use a mod to get rid of the trees. Right? Yeah, it's already exists. Notification book. Ooh, orange lemon. That's a good idea. Yeah, Seta, you're probably playing modded, right? So you've got tree anarchy on. So that's a choice that has been made by playing modded. Sorry, I mean that respectfully and politely. A siren would be a fun option. No, I like so yeah, you could have it like an info view. Like if this type of thing still exists, having one of these buttons be for problem notifications would be a cool idea. Because that's a mod, right? It's called Watch It, and it gives you all the problem notifs. I don't use it. I forget if when you click on them, does it bring you like to where the problem is? Or does it just tell you the districts? But that's a cool idea. I like the idea of having problem notifications being in a GUI that you can go and assess. Yeah, Right, so we're working on this path. For these two directions, do we want the path to go underneath again? I think over here I'm not going to do it. I think I'm just going to have it like scooch into the farming industry up here. Over this way. Because this is, if anybody's unfamiliar with the city, our plans are to make this whole thing high density and like the downtown of the city. We just haven't gotten there yet. Also, do I have crematoriums? No, that's the next milestone. Okay. Oh, we've got $281,000. I'm going to pause the game a little bit just to save our poor cemeteries. And I'm going to try doing a path along this and see how that looks. While we talk about the next wish list item, which the person has written down traffic controls and provided no further context. So I wonder if they mean, do they mean like TMPE, Traffic Manager President's Edition? Yeah, I always say TPME, and I'm wrong, and I'm not allowed to be wrong. So I'm kind of torn on this one. I'm torn on this one. As an advanced player, which I think a lot of us who are discussing this so passionately are, I would love that. I would love to natively have TMPE in the game, and then I don't have to mod my game to do it, because the fewer mods that I can have and still have the gameplay that I love the most, the better. But I'm hesitant to agree with things that would turn away casual players or prevent casual players from like sticking with the game. So if we're talking like, you know how with TMPE, you can choose which lane this guy turning will go into, you know, provided there's enough lanes. So lane connections or doing speed limits, just those really tiny little nitpicky things. I worry if they were to be forced on casual players, would that turn casual players away? If it were optional, that would be fantastic. Or if the game did include them natively, but then made sure to give every road like solid default options that kind of just work generically. Like right now, if you connect a small 2-lane road with a larger 4-lane road, it'll put a traffic light in every single time, right? And for the vanilla game, for the casual player, that's going to work just fine. So if they were to include something like TMPE in the vanilla game, I would trust them to do it, but I would also very much hope that they make those default connection types totally fine for the casual player who doesn't want to choose it every single time they put down a road. Because the hope is that our map sizes are going to be much larger, right? So the hope is that we're going to have so much more space to build, which means so many more connections to make with your roads. So if I have to do that 1,000 times and I'm just like a casual player who doesn't, you know, who isn't passionate about traffic and just wants this game to be fun, then do you guys see where I'm getting at? That looks whack, doesn't it? You absolutely can, Orange. Yep. So that's my spiel on the vanilla TMPE style stuff. I would love to say make it optional, just completely optional. I'm wondering how you would accomplish that. Maybe have it be part of a difficulty setting. Oh darn, that's too short. Where's my anarchy mod? Playing vanilla in this game is sometimes a toughie, but a fun toughie. Oh no! I'm gonna do this again. Ooh, orange shark, that's kind. I'm definitely not an architect, but I appreciate you saying so. Yeah, we'll see, Adu. I'm really not worried about... That's not bad. You know what, gang? If we put trees and rocks in there, we can make that, like, feel intentional, right? That's fine. That'll be fine. We'll detail that up nicely. I think this is going to be the way to go. Where was I? Oh yeah, traffic manager... a way to maybe have it be optional would be to have game difficulties. Like when you start the game, have easy, medium, hard. But if we're gonna have game difficulties, I feel like there needs to be enough changes between them to make them, quote, worth it. And I would need to be able to choose easy, because that's what I would choose, while still having the options for everything that medium provides, just not having to have it forced. I don't know. Game difficulties is a weird one for me. It's a weird one for me. Yeah, so, I mean, you've got to consider, though, City Skylines 2 is on an updated version of Unity, and they're building the game up from scratch. So, of course, they're going to have it be as optimized as possible. I don't really understand the comparisons in performance between City Skylines 1 and 2. This game is 8 years old and has 16 billion DLCs. Of course it's going to run poorly, but the other game is going to be brand spanking new and on a newer version of the engine. We don't know what CS2 looks like. We have no idea what CS2 looks like. The trailer was made in Unreal 5, but the game's going to be made in Unity, so yeah, we don't know what it's going to look like. How did I do this over here? Oh, I did it much more gradually. Okay. Yeah, much more gradually. Yeah, so... Oh no! Oh, it happened. Alright, alright. I'm so good at this game. Is there music going? There should be music going. Today's music is provided by Flybox Beats. Link to all his stuff is in the description. So, next question, or wish list item. What am I doing here? Next wish list item would be... they've written down zoning options. I think everyone and their grandfather is hoping for mixed use, right? That's been something that has been requested almost as often as more tiles for console. Is just mixed use, mixed use, mixed use. Sure, give me mixed use, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it, I'm fine without it. I think that anyone who's trying to bring any sort of realism into their city really wants it, and I can appreciate why. It's not a huge priority for me personally, but trying to think of like other people playing the game and enjoying it, sure, give us mixed use. I was very surprised when I went back to the Sim City games and tried them for the first time, because I had never played them before. They had like 3 levels of everything available. They had low density, medium density, and high density. I love that idea for City Skylines 2. If even for the sole reason, like Orange Lemon is saying, that it brings more variety into things, I think that's only a good thing, right? So I'm really liking that idea. Mixed use, low density offices and factories. Yeah, I would just love, I would love 3 different levels of each type of thing. Having a variety, because yeah, I guess right now for the industry demand, we really just have the option of industry or office, right? There's no density within those. I would love density options within industry and density options within office. If they're keeping the RCI stuff the same, which I can't see them deviating from it because it was established like long enough ago with SimCity, right? So, gang, what do we think about those paths I just put in? I'm gonna level with you. I don't love them. I don't love them, but I think if we do trees well enough, they can work. You can see I've started to put some nice trees around this, but they haven't. What's going on? Can we hear the music? I'm stressing. But yeah. What else did I write about this? Oh, that's really about it. I like the paths, yeah. I think they're okay. The zoning, oh, excellent, excellent, thanks, Orange. The zoning options, I think, is a pretty cut and dry one, right? We want them. I think there's nothing really else in depth you can get to with that. You've definitely got something else though, Seta. If you've got a modded game, you've got something that's making it happen. Like there's no there's no if about that. I'm gonna get the trees around this gone so that we can ensure to put our own in. Fun fact, about City Skylines 1, life pro tip. I'm going to like click on this tree and I'm going to hold my left mouse button. So I've held my left mouse button. If I go over other items in the game, it doesn't delete them. But then if I go over top of a tree, it does delete it. So it's a quick way of deleting all of the same things. It works for networks. It works for buildings. It'll just keep like, it'll only delete the same type of item that you've currently selected. Hi Tele! Good morning. Bonjour. We are discussing wishlist items for City Skylines 2. Oh. Rush hour mechanic is an interesting one. That could be a function of like a difficulty level maybe. Having realistic population and or rush hour, like, you know, correct traffic times. Or just having it in the base game. I feel like that's not so difficult that it would drive casual players away, do you think? Yeah, HOV lanes, sure. Just like I would summarize that as in like modularity for the roads in general. Just being able to kind of choose your own road preferences. So like when I go here, instead of choosing 2-lane thin road, I choose 2-lane, I choose the thickness of it. I choose if I want to add bus lanes, or if I want to add tram, or if I want to add bike lanes, or if I want to add an HOV, or you know, all that kind of thing. Yeah, it's exciting, Telly. I'm very excited. I'm stoked. Yeah, I am curious all of the things that they mean by the most realistic city builder ever, right? Like there's some significance to that statement, I think. And I'm excited to see what they mean by it. I'm gonna get some benches happening in here while I bring up the next wish list item, which is, where are we? Here we go. Smaller tiles. Yeah, this person just wrote smaller tiles, no elaboration. So I don't know what they meant, but they said, I'm saying, yeah, smaller with a question. I'm putting the question mark as well. I guess if they mean like as long as there's more of them, I would be really curious what this person kind of actually means. I wouldn't be super passionate about the size of the actual tile as long as, you know, overall we're getting more to build with. I think that's kind of what everybody wants, right? More flexibility in opening land is a really great way of putting it. I much prefer that that phrasing. This is a good time for me to segue. Oh, actually I've got it here. So this has been something, you guys have seen the achievements list that a lot of us are just saying is good. But we'll look at what this posting from Colossal Order is. But hi Espen, hello. But a lot of people, I've seen this thrown around because on that achievements list is unlocking 150 tiles, right? And there's a lot of hexagons being thrown all around. So this is in the shape of a hexagon, and it's a total of 169 tiles. But if you start with the first 19 tiles unlocked, which is like a nice shape, it's a hexagon within the hexagon, you've got the possibility of opening up another 150 total. I suspect, I don't know, I would be, if someone from Colossal Order looked at me and said, that's how it's happening, I would believe them in a heartbeat. That makes total sense to me. Having a non-square tile makes a lot of sense to me. Just gives you, you know, I hate that I have to put a 90 degree here. Like, for example, right here, I will not be purchasing this tile. I've already planned out the tiles I'm going to buy, and I'm not going to buy this one. So if I want this road to come down here, I have to be like, to do it. But if this was a hexagon, it would, I don't know, it would be there or something. It provides more options for smoother and gooder and stuff. I like the hexagon theory, and I love this theory. And if your starting area is those 19, and then each of those other tiles are one unlockable tile, that is pretty small, right? And I think that's a good way of doing it. Hexagon is bestagon, sure. Sure. Yeah, I don't know if the tiles are going to be the same size. I'm really curious. I'm very curious. I think the 169 tiles could be vanilla. I could believe that, easy. If you told me that was the way that it was working, and you told me that, like, you know, matter-of-factly, I would believe you. I'm down for it. I'm gonna put this there. Let's get more benches here. So, yeah, I don't know what this person meant by smaller tiles. I don't know what the benefit, if we are constricting it to specifically smaller tiles, I don't know what the benefit of that is. I totally am with Warner on the much more broad, like, more flexibility in unlocking tiles, in the map choosing, all that sort of thing. Oh my goodness, being able to choose where you start a map, if we're having the same kind of thing where this is your map but you can only unlock total a small portion of it, being able to choose where you start would be incroyable. It would be delightful. Yeah, I don't know, Orange. I'm very curious. I'm hesitant to say, like, what I think things will be, because who am I? Who am I to say what I think things are gonna be, right? I'm not a game dev, I'm not a city designer or whatever. I just enjoy playing this game, so I can talk about what I want things to be, but I am nobody to be able to comment on the way that I think it'll happen. I much prefer to go with, like, facts, right? Yes, Seta, totally. Yeah, we would have many 69 tile cities for sure. I'm with you on that. Very really put in, yeah, Warner, and I don't think that, like, if I'm thinking about it in a City Skylines 1 way, right? Like, if I think about it on this map, the person who made the map, like, it could just be a requirement of maps to have more than one starting option. Like, maybe 3. 3 seems pretty reasonable. So this is one starting tile option. Maybe this map maker could have put a interchange down here. That was starting option number 2, and maybe starting option number 3 is over here or something. And then you just have it be a requirement of the map to have 3 different starting location abilities. I don't know. I'm not a map maker, not a modder, not a gamer, or a game designer. I don't think that feels like a lot to ask, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. Yeah, I don't know about the realism. I love not playing realistic cities. I love just the freedom of mind of doing whatever I want. And I think it's really important to keep in mind the casual players. Because while we talk the most, maybe, and we talk the loudest about what we want with the game, we are the hardcore players, right? We're the ones with well over 3,000 hours in the game. But there are millions of casual players that let's also be real, they're the ones who are making the money for Colossal Order, and they're the ones that probably need to be considered the most. We matter too, and I'm sure they will appeal to us, but the appealing to us is the mod ability to be able to give us everything that we want in that hardcore level. A mountainous area to do something like the Hollywood Hills. Yeah, Orange, I like that. Hey, Monica. Yes, how are you? Yeah, I think in a lot of the wish listing and speculation and stuff, I think there's a lot of room for folks to remember the casual players. They're very important. So I'm gonna move on to, how long have we been doing this? Oh my goodness, it's already been 45 minutes? Okay, all right. Slope management is what this person wrote down. And I think that they're referring to roads and networks. I don't think they're referring to landscaping, but again, they gave zero context for any of this. So I think they kind of mean like node controller. And I've got the no controller mod where you can adjust slopes and such. I've got the same argument here that I had for TMPE. As an advanced player, totally would love to have that in the base game, vanilla game, because the fewer mods the better. But if the game required every single node to be fiddled with, chosen or assigned, I think that would drive away the casual players. So I think there's a word of caution there that they're not making it inaccessible to our casual homies. So yeah, it would have to be optional, but even the struggle with that is that even if it is optional, if that option is there, your vanilla player is probably going to want to try it. And then they might get frustrated because they can't make it work. And then they might be driven away. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. I'm not too sure about that one. Jay, I hope you're well. Yeah, I mean, we will get to talk so much more about what is actually going to be there once we have a gameplay trailer, right? This is all just what we hope will be there. What do we prefer here, the trees or the bushes? I'm struggling to make either of them happen. Maybe I just draw the path better. Maybe that's the better way of going about this. Can I just get it very close? Yes. Jay Sleepy, me too! What do you mean, like Biffa has? Do you mean as often, or do you mean like a certain playstyle? Oh, look at these benches! Okay. So yeah, did I write anything else down about slope management? No. Yeah, I would just say, maybe, but I would need to trust Colossal Order to implement it in a way that doesn't drive away casual players, which I think they would have at the forefront of their minds, and I think that they would be good at. Oh, he means City Skylines too. I don't know if I'm allowed to answer that question. Yeah, Orange, I think it's a nice thing. I like to do detailing while I'm chit-chatting. It's an easy thing to do while, like, having these types of conversations, right? Placing trees and rocks and stuff. Totally doable while chatting about City Skylines 2. What are we gonna put in here? Let's do like bushes and stuff in these bigger ones. So the next Orange Lemon, how insulting. I'm upset. Can you see me? I am upset by that statement. Okay, so the next thing that's written down, I've written down, so I've got like a list that I'm reading from, right? I've written down a really snide remark to this, but what this person wrote was stuff PC players take for granted care of mods. And my response is, this feels like a lazy suggestion, so I'm going to gloss over it. What mods? Do you mean TMPE, no controller network multi-tool? Because they all have the same, please think of the filthy casuals comment. Do you mean Move It? I don't think Move It should be in the vanilla game. It's game breaking. It's a fantastic mod and I love using it, but it should not be in the vanilla game. So I don't know. This person didn't give any context, so just I don't know. But they did write down traffic lights that don't suck. I would, what does it say? If we need to monitor, assess, help traffic. Oh, yes. So my response to this, they've said that they want traffic lights that don't suck. And my response is, if we have a game where we need to deal with traffic as much as we do in City Skylines 1, because City Skylines 1, lots of people say, is a traffic simulator, right? It's such a big part of the game. And if that's still the case with City Skylines 2, then I agree. I would love to have better options for my traffic lights, like having the option of doing time traffic lights, having the option of doing, like we have pressure traffic lights. I don't know what they're called, but they default and stay at these two lights being green, and these two will only change if there's a car there, kind of thing. I've had to get off my motorcycle often to go and push the button to make them change. So I would love to have that kind of thing. But if City Skylines 2 becomes less of a traffic simulator, like if they've kind of made it more about building the city rather than, like, if they've just made traffic of less of a problem, then I'm not too fussed about it. So I think that'll be really dependent on how different or not different traffic is in City Skylines 2. The traffic AI being better, yeah, totally. Again, I think that's something that I'm really excited for with City Skylines 2, is because they can change that now, right? Like I don't think there is any feasible way that they could have gone in and adjusted traffic in City Skylines 1, like adjusted the AI. Where like we all scream for it, we all yell about our citizens making stupid choices, but it's not feasible for the devs to change that within the same game, right? But now they're building a new game, so now they can like make it better. I'm so excited. So yeah, traffic lights don't suck. Sure, I'm in. Yeah, Jackie. I think they changed it in my later years of having a motorcycle. I think they changed it to be, I don't remember which way they did it. They either went from pressure to like metal detection or from metal detection to pressure. I don't remember which way they did it, but in my last few years of having a motorcycle, it was a lot better. But yeah. Yeah, we'll see. And I think like Colossal Orders, their start in the gaming world was Cities in Motion, right? So their whole main shtick is traffic management. So I don't think we're gonna see it go away. I just wonder if we're gonna see it maybe be like better. Can I? Oh, you can rotate these in vanilla. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm leaving that. Yeah, I think, I don't know where I stand on that, Alex. You do bring up a great point. I think it is, when you consider the idea of a city builder, I think it is a big function of it, right? But I also understand that for the filthy casuals that I'm so worried about, it can be a lot. So I don't know. I don't know the better way of handling it. But I do trust Colossal Order, and I know I sound like a bootlicker. I don't care. I trust Colossal Order to make that distinction and to handle that appropriately. I really do. I think I have no reason to not trust them to make the best choices for the players, because that's been their whole thing, is that they make the best choices for the players. They listen to the players, they do Reddit AMAs and ask what people want, and then they implement it. So oh, Peanut, no. Orange, I have no idea. I can tell you, like, offline, I prefer to live in a small town. I'm a small town girl. I don't like loud crowds with people and noises and stuff. I would like to go live out in the boons, please. Yeah, Jay, we're gonna get to that. I'm going through literally everything that people said in the Discord. Let me continue to scroll down. These next two are quick. Oh, what Seta said, a city that uses only mass transit. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Seta, that could be one of the first things that we talked about, was like challenge options or scenario options to choose at the beginning of a new save. That could be like a challenge option. So maybe you tick the box that says, I don't want any car traffic in my city, and then it implements that into the save from the get-go. That would be really cool. Kel, I would say I would only agree to the anarchy with specifically the greenery and stuff. I don't think anarchy for the buildings belongs in the game. It's game breaking. It makes money a non-issue. But if we're talking like just for greenery and to be able to decorate and stuff better, Oh my goodness, yes, I would love that. That would be great. But like for buildings, no. Unless it was only turned on in sandbox mode, which I'll talk about later, I think. The next two things that were written down, I have very quick answers. This person just wrote down road options, and then they wrote down park options. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, sure, give us more options for roads, give us more options for parks. I think for both, I would love to have modularity a little bit. I mentioned it kind of briefly with the roads, just being able to say, I want a 2-lane road, I want trams, I want bike lane, go. That would be pretty neat. I would like that very much. And then you could do similar for parks, right? Oh, and then this person wrote down modularity in city services, which I had just mentioned with the roads and the parks. And yeah, I think that would be great, because right now, if we're playing vanilla, of course, I've got a million content creator packs installed, but when we talk about like base game vanilla, you had one option for a small medical clinic. And so if you've got a city of 25,000 people and you've got, I don't know, 6 clinics or something for that, they're all going to look the same. So modularity would be a pretty, I don't know about easy, right? Like I don't know anything about game development, so take this with a grain of salt. But I think it would be a fairly easy way of giving more visual options for these services without just having, you know, 16 clinic options, because that could kind of be overwhelming, right? So, I am so not familiar with the SimCity games. I only ever played them once for those videos. So I don't know. You tell me, Yasmin. Hey JJ, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know. But if they were implemented well, then totally. But yeah. So the next thing oh, I wrote down, it would help break up the monotony of just putting down 69 of the same fire station. Nice. Oh, Tele, it's very, I feel like, now I'm not confirming this because I know this for a fact, but I'm confirming this out of, I'm using my logic to state this. The trailer was made in Unreal Engine 4 or 5, probably 5, and the game has been confirmed to be being made in Unity. So I suspect that literally nothing from the trailer was gameplay. Right? It's a cinematic trailer. It happens all the time. Look at the World of Warcraft trailers that are out. So I think it would be safe to... I think they might have shown stuff that will be in the game, like the seasons, but they won't look like they looked in the trailer because it's a different engine completely. That's my suspicion. Yeah, hey, Yusmin, the very next thing this person wrote down was garages. And I wondered if they meant like garages for people's houses, or did they mean it for like underground parking garages, or I guess above ground parking garages? As a Canadian, yes. Please allow my Sims to not have their cars covered in snow. Yeah, I think garages are a great idea. They help part of the parking problem when people do make these very Western feeling cities that are very car centric. Yeah, garages are a great idea. Great idea. Biffa didn't say that yes, some of these are in fact gameplay. He didn't say that as like a fact. I watched his video, but he said it as a I think this. Can we keep it to English only in chat, please? Jay, do you want to learn how to, or try to delete a message? It doesn't say anything bad. I've translated it, but yeah, we need English only in chat. I do, Yasmin, yes. I do. We have a channel in our Discord called City Skylines 2 Wishlist. Thanks, Jay. And that's where I pulled this all from. Hi, Joe! Hello, good day. So, next thing that this person has put in our channel Joe, we're talking about City Skylines 2 wishlist stuff. I'm totally impressed, Jay. I am wooed. I'm wooed, baby. I'm so sorry. There's a link in the description, Yasmin. Also, does this work? I don't remember if this works. Oh, nice, Jay. That's awesome. Do I not have a Discord command over here on YouTube? Honestly. Anyways, it's in the description of the video. How do I not have a Discord command? Anyways, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, maybe that's the bot. That's the really frustrating thing about the YouTube bot, is that I can only test things when I'm actually live. And when I'm live, you know, I'm trying to run a video and not have things be lull and lame. I have not, Joe. I'm so sorry. Oh, see, it's supposed to put it in chat. If I do this, does it work? Is my bot here? Alright, well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Bot, YouTube, not chatting. Okay, moving on. Moving on. This person wrote down dealing with sound pollution. And again, didn't provide any other context. I'm really crapping on them for that. Gang, if you're gonna write in a Discord and you want people to like have a conversation with you and chat with you and stuff, like write stuff. Use conversation and like actually engage. Dealing with sound pollution, I would be curious what the actual suggestion is here. If we do have any folks in chat who do know city planning and city building stuff, how do you deal with sound pollution other than the ways that we already have available to us in City Skylines 1? Like planning, you know, not putting residential buildings right by a highway or by a loud train, or having offices separate the residential from the loud downtown. I don't know. I don't know what the suggestion is there. I would be curious to hear it, and I'd probably be fine with it if it wasn't like really intrusive or anything. But yeah, how do you deal with sound pollution? I don't know. Oh, Orange. I might have played that game. Oh, did they? Oh, Warner, I didn't open it up. I didn't open up the file. So no. Alright, well. Put it where people can read it. That's fine. It's fine. I haven't played any other city builders. I've played City Skylines. And I played SimCities for the videos that I put out on them, but other than that, this is all I've played. So, what are we doing for the rest of this? I feel like we haven't accomplished really as much of the detailing as I want. I want to get some bushes put down along the sides here. So, the next thing written down is main menu views for map select. And I wonder if they mean being able to see the map better, like when you're choosing a new city in the main menu. Because yeah, I'm totally down for that. I would love to be able to see... oh, we can put like trees here. Let me just see what we've got going. This is very tropical feeling stuff so far. I would love to be able to like zoom in on the map before I load it. I would love to be able to kind of spin it around. I would love to be able to see where the outside connections are, existing infrastructure, resources. Would love that. I'm totally for that. I think that's a great idea. More dynamic cities. If you have an area that's unhappy because of noise pollution, oh, Joe, that's yes. Yes. I agree. I agree, Joe. As long as it... How do I say this? Sometimes when we get into chatting about stuff like that, it makes me worry a little bit about the more political nature of games like Tropico or City State 2. And I mean, I don't like mind a little bit of politics, but when I'm playing City Skylines specifically, I'm playing it to build a nice looking city, and a city that like functions with the roads and the cars and the transit and the policies and that sort of thing. I as long as we don't get to a point where like I'm a political leader and I have to make these politically based decisions and then it affects my game in XYZ way, because I don't want a game like that. If I wanted that game, I would play Tropico or I would play City State 2. I hope that this City Skylines 2 doesn't turn into that. City Telly, I think you'll be fine with your 3080. Oh my goodness, there's no way. It would not, how many do I have here? 5? It would not be smart of Colossal Order to make City Skylines 2 require like a 3090. Because that's them cutting their user base in to an 1/8, right? Or less, I don't know. I have every faith in them to make the game as accessible to as many people as possible. They have only reason to do so, and it's money. City Skylines isn't graphics card based though, right? Like your 3070 respectfully means squat. City Skylines, this game is very CPU dependent for the simulation part of it and RAM dependent for the assets part of it. So, and it's an 8-year-old game that has been added on and added on and added on. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we're good. Performance-wise into City Skylines 2, I think we're okay. Yeah, more like neighborhood vibes for sure, Joe. Especially like the visual difference. One thing, if you do build a vanilla city and it gets very large, the buildings do become rather monotonous, right? And so any reason within the vanilla game, so without relying on the workshop, any reason to have more variety available within the buildings that you're getting. So like what you're saying, having slums naturally happen is dreamlike. Of course, I would love that. Hi, Noah. More simulation. Events like festivals, day-night changes, traffic is lower. Yes. Yeah, I think I'm down with that too, Yasmin. I think I'm down with that. For sure. Rotating trees, yes. Please. Yeah, oh my goodness. Telly, I forget that that's not something that's in vanilla. Here I am placing trees all facing the same way, right? Yeah, rotating trees, please. More, for me personally, like a very selfish request is more beautification options in general. But I don't, again, like harking back to the casual players comment, are most people who are buying a city building game, are they sitting here placing 1,500 bushes? Or are they playing a city building game, right? So, selfishly, I want all of the beautification options, but as far as like what the devs need to prioritize for the game that they put out, I don't know. I would understand if that weren't a priority for them. I would be sad, but I would understand. Hi, CJ. You like Fanta? That's awesome. I'm gonna keep going down my list here because this is already taking so much longer than I expected, but I love it. So this was, ooh, a tree brush seems like a very easy to implement option. For sure, Alex. I can agree with that wholeheartedly. Where did I get these trees? Okay. And then I'm doing the bushes, right? So the next thing that was written in our Discord is the Lasso tool for painting districts. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Not super passionate about it, not a high priority for me, but like, of course, I would not be upset if that were implemented or anything. Thanks, Orange Shark. Have a good rest of your day. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. This person wrote down a streamlined overlay menu. I don't know what that means. Do they mean the GUI? And if so, What do we feel is not streamlined about this GUI? I would love a find it. I think that would be great. Especially if we do get like the variety or modularity in assets that we're asking for. A GUI would be fantastic, or a find it would be fantastic. But otherwise, yeah, what do we mean by that? They wrote down road-free assets. Totally, sure, yeah, paths, boat rides. It just more assets in general. Sure, give it to me. I wonder, you know, RAM dependency, but with it being a new game and they're going into it fresh and they're going to be able to optimize it fresh. I'm down. Give me options for everything, for sure. Now this next one's actually a little bit more interesting. City killers, like death waves or supply chains breaking down. I think this kind of goes along with what a few people from chat have been talking about with like events happening in the game and more, how Joe put it really well. More simulation, like Yusman said, more stuff to happen, festivals, dynamic cities. That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah, I think that would breathe a lot of life into the game. I would think for anything that destroys buildings, like our current, because you know what we have to relate it to right now is our current disasters, right? If it were anything that were like building destroying, I would hope that it would be optional for both the casual players who might get discouraged if all of their stuff is suddenly gone, but also the detailers who are building a very pretty interchange and then all of a sudden it's gone. I would hope that anything that's like actually functionally destroys stuff, I would want it to be optional, but I think bringing life into a game could only be a good thing. Oh, I haven't done. Oh, I need to do some of this down here. Okay. Now I've got a problem in this little thing I've been doing, and that problem is that I've made this too tight and I can't get trees in between. Darn! This is where we need to move it. Oh. No, it's not gonna happen, I don't think. No, can't. Oh! That's all you need, gang, is a new outlook on a new perspective. And then you can do what you need to do. Hi, Q. Good day, good day. Yeah, multiplayer is a tricky one for me. I am notoriously a single player person. I really do not enjoy multiplayer games, so again, it would have to be optional. But I do like, how would we want multiplayer to happen? Would we want people to be building the same city? Or would we want to be building neighboring cities where things are dependent on each other, like supply chain style? If it's the latter, you would just have to really trust the person that you're playing with, because they could be a big stinky head and just purposely not supply your city with what they need. But I think that's going to be a facet of any multiplayer scenario, right? Is having those stinky heads who are stinky. Yeah, yeah. And that mod is you just building the same city at the same time, right, Jay? A grime layer. It fades on a sliding scale. Oh, I see what you're saying, Joe. That's an interesting way of doing it, for sure. For sure. With stuff like that, with kind of like the dynamicness of the cities, I'm very much on the bandwagon of I trust Colossal Order to, if they implement that, I trust them to implement it in the best way possible. I think they'll do fine with it. Yes, I did, Noah. Yeah. We're gonna have a look at it. I've got it available too. I think so. I think, Seta, I am the exact same as you. Maybe. Yeah. I would like both options. I don't know, because now I sit here and I think about building a city side by side with my spouse. You know, him upstairs on his computer, me down here. We're both on a phone call and we're like building the same city. That sounds pretty cool. Or building the same city with Golf House. I don't know. I think I would enjoy either if I were going to be doing the multiplayer thing, which would happen so rarely, but yeah, toggle is awesome. I like toggle. Having all of these things that we're discussing being an option would be great. Yeah, Alex. And I can say, like, again, this is a personal opinion. This is not something that I know because I know stuff, because I don't. This is a personal opinion. I very much think Colossal Order understands the not having an online requirement thing, and therefore understands not having multiplayer be a requirement thing, right? Like, there is no darn way that they would force that on us after the debacle that was SimCity, and after they stood up and like fixed that debacle. So I'm not worried about that. Enjoy, Red Mage. Hi, I hope you're good. Yeah, Joe. Gunt and I played multiplayer RimWorld. There's a multiplayer mod for RimWorld, and it's established pretty well. Like, it's done pretty seamlessly, and we could just both pause time, and it worked out fine. It was basically both players have all of the control that you normally have in a RimWorld game. So, ooh, Steam saying single player is a good call. I actually, because that would be something that would be listed. Can that stuff change after they've already put it up? Yes, of course, Red Mage. Okay, let's keep going down this list. We've got like 10-ish left. Sorry, one sec. Brutus. No. The next thing written down was radio controls. Yeah, sure. As long as one of those controls is off, I'm sure. That's fine. Oh, we need to put these... Oh no, these are fine. Let's start getting some trees in and around here. Oh, actually, I'm going to change these roads. I'm going to do this. So they wrote down fog and visibility. Sure, yeah. More graphics options in general. Oh, this is going to delete a bunch of houses, but that's fine. Or what I suspect might happen is that it'll just natively be better than City Skylines 1, right? Like when we look here, that fog, I don't know, people seem to really dislike the way the fog looks out there, and there's a million mods to change it. I have every reason to believe that it'll be better. They'll just make it look better in City Skylines 2, right? Again, updated version of Unity. They're starting from scratch. They can do what they want. They've had, obviously, many years to be working on this. So I think just the kind of general graphics handling is gonna be a million times better. So sure. It's not that I don't like the radio. It's just that I don't use it. I use my own music. Yeah, Joe, I definitely made this 100% myself. I'm obviously the new City Skylines expert in interchanges. I've been lying to you guys all along about how poor I am with interchanges, and I definitely did not download this from Yumble's workshop. Would never do that. I would never do that. Yeah, no, uploading your own music would be cool. Or, like, just plugging in, like, a YouTube list or something. I don't know. But it's also just as easy just to turn the radio off and, open up VLC and do it. So. CJ, yeah, sure. Okay, so the next thing that is suggested in our Discord is early game options. My question is, what do you mean? Varied services to place would be cool, because right now, when you're at the early stages of the game, you can only place down the one medic clinic type, and it kind of looks boring. Modularity would help with that, but for the sake of like simplicity, just having more ploppable options would of course be wonderful. I personally really love the progression system of City Skylines 1. When you're playing the game, like the way that we are now, where you have to unlock the milestones and it unlocks things. I think it helps new players by showing them what they need to focus on first and kind of like trickle feeding in information that they can learn. As much as we love to harp on Paradox not having great tutorials, at least when you play the game without unlock all, it trickle feeds you the services that you need to have, and you're not focusing on every single service at once and getting like overwhelmed and stuff. I also feel like, I say this about vanilla Minecraft too, having fewer items to play with. So like right now we're only whatever many milestones in, we have fewer items to play with. I find that like almost forces creativity out of you. And it's like it's a challenge almost to make new and exciting things with the fewer options that you have. So I don't know. I really like the way that City Skylines 1 handled giving you options in the game limitedly. I think that they've done it really well, and I don't see a reason to change it a whole bunch other than just giving you maybe more of the same item type. This is 100% vanilla. Yep, vanilla game. Yeah, so that's my rant on that. The next thing written down in the Discord is unique building stuff. I think unique buildings, yeah, sure, having more of them would be cool. Unique buildings with a story would be really fun. Like if they had a story behind them. Like there's the unique building that is the City Skylines office, right? Wherever it is. More things like that have a story for why they were implemented. I used to think that having unique buildings that like served a purpose or like gave a buff or a bonus to the game would be fun, but I don't think that anymore. So if I consider a unique building that gives you like 5 more garbage trucks, allows 5 more garbage trucks to spawn per recycling center when placed down. My worry, if that were a thing, would be that then you would place that unique building in every city that you do because it's got a buff with it. And so it wouldn't really feel unique anymore. So I don't think I want that. But I understand if others do. Personally, would not be on my priority list. Ooh, Joe, that's, yeah. Yeah, I like that. A better tool for upgrading multiple things at once. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's very cool. Noah, you know, that's so scary. I hope you're safe. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm looking for more places to do these roads. So, the other thing that I thought for unique buildings was maybe you could have a section of unique buildings that just functioned as different looking services, but like weren't necessarily better than the services provided. Because that would help with having more visual options for services available, without what I was talking about before with them getting monotonous because you just put them in every city. So I think that would be pretty cool, because then you still feel a little bit of a reward that you did whatever you have to do to unlock that unique building, but you don't place that building in every single city that exists, and have it be no longer special. I don't know. The next thing suggested in the wish list is mass transit capacity. I love what Colossal Order has been doing with the like buses and the trams and whatever they've added. Like they've added a lot of vehicle variety lately into the game, and I think that's great. I see no reason not to do that. It'd be really cool to have them have like a bit of a pros and cons to it. Am I gonna do trees? I'm gonna do trees here too. I would love to have a reason, and I think cost is really kind of the one pro con right now, but I would love other pros cons, because once you get to a certain point in the game, money is totally irrelevant, right? Even if you're playing like with milestones and stuff turned on. I would love to have the ability to say, let's have like an old fogey's home over here. So we have an old fogey's home, a retirement home or whatever, and then we have a shopping center over here. And I can do one bus line between the two that's like a very small capacity, and it's intended for those old fogies to go shopping, because that's like a thing that happens around here. They bring buses to old folks' homes and they bring them into the city to go shopping. And the game like recognizes that it's connecting those two, and so fewer Sims would choose in their pathfinding, like it would be integrated into their AI or whatever. Fewer Sims would choose to use that bus because they recognize that the bus stop is already full. That's where I'm going with all this. I remember this now. Like having the fewer seats available on a bus being integrated into how the Sims choose their pathfinding would be spectacular. Because then you can kind of control how many people use your transit, right? Like how many of us have placed down a bus stop and had 1,000 people standing there because their pathfinding doesn't understand that this bus is going to be full for the rest of my life. So having the ability to control how many people take whatever transit options, and having it be built into their pathfinding would be chef's kiss. What's Joe saying? Buildings were like Civ. They have boosts, but it's kind of like a skill tree. Oh, a skill tree. That's a cool idea, Joe. And that brings an air of replayability into the game. That's a really neat idea, Joe. I like that quite a bit. Alright, let's do some more detailing over here. Sims refusing to use buses if they're too crowded. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. High-rise window cleaners. I can see that being something from the workshop. So, next thing on our wish list from Discord is landscaping tools. Totally. Give me all of them. Give me every single one of them. Especially water placement. Oh my goodness. Probably the number one thing. So this is a very selfish thing, so I'm not considering the city's community at large, but just for me in particular, the number one thing I would want in the vanilla game from modded is water placement. Being able to create my own water features is a boon. Yeah, so Joe, I've got yours written down too, where you talk about water physics, and I'm very curious. But yeah. I'd be curious what folks are looking for in other landscaping features, or if they just mean, because like we have these same options in vanilla and modded, right? In the Better Landscaping Tools mod, which is generally the most used one, these options are all still the same. They just work like a little bit more, I would say, like sharply. You have such a range of, do you want it to affect 100% or just be like really soft? So having the Better Landscaping Tools version of landscaping in the vanilla game would be delightful. And it also, of course, brings water placement. So, yeah, well, I think that having a planning tool would negate that need, or having the undo idea be with the planning tool instead. Because landscaping costs money, and mistakes in city building costs money, right? And I think that needs to happen. But I think I have your bit written down, Seta, and it's on my list of things to chat about. Water placement, yes, tiny little pond, yeah, and exactly, being able to place smaller water features than the giant oceans that we have now, like Joe was saying. Totally. Okay, so the next person has written down better on-off ramp adaptability to highways and interstates. Yeah, I think in general, yeah. Being able to control how intense the slope is for for like an on-off ramp on a highway would be great, or just getting, even if we can't necessarily control it because that's really tedious and is a lot for a casual player to do 1,600 times, but just having the game's version of on-off ramps be a little bit less of like a theme park ride would be delightful. And having on, okay, yeah, I wanted to demonstrate this. Having, so you've got a highway, right? Here's your 3-lane highway. This whole thing, so this is an on-ramp. See how it bubbles out that way? What do you call that? Concave? I don't know. It bubbles out that way. Instead of going, I'm going to exaggerate this, okay? For my point. Instead of going like this, it should go like this. And then connect there nicely. So having just that be tidied up would be delightful. It would be great. It would be great. More vanilla highway interchanges. Totally. Absolutely. Yep. 100%. Because a lot of us suck at them. And just having vanilla ones to plop down would be great. So next is Seta's thing that she's written in our Discord. Seta wants a native in-game undo button. And my first words to this are, heck no, totally disagree. But I mean this with all love and respect. I think, personally, that like things like Move It with the undo button, they're fantastic as mods, but they break the purpose of money in the game. If you mean just like straight up being able to control Z, anything that you've like placed or like moved using the thing that costs you money to move it. If you have a native control Z for everything in the game, and you're playing like a game with money turned on, with milestones turned on, kind of like the default way of playing the game, I think a control Z ruins that. I don't think I would want it. But I think there are definitely some ways it could be implemented. You could have it be only available if you play sandbox mode. So when you turn unlimited money on, then Control Z becomes available. I think that would be great. You could have it only when paused. Maybe, but you don't get all of your money back when you place something, do you? So this cost me $4.20. And you don't get all of your money back. So yeah, I don't know. I think mistakes need to cost money. I think that's a function in the game, and I think it makes sense to be. But that could just be me being resistant to change, right? That's totally a thing that happens. I recognize that I could be that. But having only be available in sandbox mode, I also really love the idea of a planning mode. I think if you had a planning mode available where you could control Z at all ease, because planning mode wouldn't cost you any money and would just put down like these little ghost items like they have in Factorio, having a control Z there would be for sure. Yeah, I think that's just practice. I think once you get the controls of the game, once you get the concept of the game, it kind of is easy mode, but I think the easy mode right now is unlimited money, right? Because then you can make as many mistakes as you want without any consequences. But yeah, I think I don't think completely saying no to an undo is fair because of everything you guys are saying, but I think it needs to not break the game. I think it needs to be implemented in a way that doesn't break the game, such as in a planning mode or other things. Red Mage and I were chatting about having Move It in the game vanillally, and I don't want that. I think that breaks the game as well, right? Because it costs money to move buildings. But we thought of maybe a way to implement it like without being game breaking would be, say I want to move this firehouse. It could be free, like a la Move It, if you are moving it only to the exact same road that it's on. So if I wanted to use move it and put it here free of charge, no. But if I wanted to like scooch it over just to this one other tile free of charge, yes. Or put it on this other road, no. I think move it with restrictions could be really useful. It would also be great for things like trees and all that sort of stuff. But I think having a vanilla move it is a big no for me, personally, my personal opinion. Yeah. Yeah, and I think if undo the way that folks are talking about, if it was implemented into the game, I would not quit the game and never play again, right? Like I could be fine with it. I think if it were my game that I'm designing, I would say no. Or catch this, an accessibility option. Having it as an accessibility option would be incredible, because with a lot of things that are accessibility options, people who just want an easier version of the game will use them, and that's great. It makes it workable for them. But then it also could be really useful for maybe folks who have like mobility difficulties, and they do what Red Mage just said, where they like shake their mouse a little bit when they're placing something. Right now, it's not their fault if they're placed in all sort of whack. But if we had an undo as an accessibility option, it would be better for them. I like that idea. That's my new theory. Yeah, to center a building, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I still have tea. Gang, I've been just rambling on and on and on. I've let my tea get cold. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more things to go. So I think this is from Joe. Joe put down better water physics and better terrain editors. Terrain editors, I think we kind of discussed, right? I would be, again, curious here if folks are meaning that they basically want, like, the better landscaping tools mod to be vanilla, because if so, I totally agree. And if folks mean something else for landscaping, what do you mean? I was trying to think of what all we could have for like landscaping stuff. It would be cool maybe to sort of a la Surface Painter be able to like say, okay, I want all of this terrain to be grassy, and so I get to paint grass. Maybe not necessarily elevate the landscape or whatever, but having options to paint things. Or if I want this area here to have like dirt and gravel and rockiness everywhere, I can paint that, or painting sand or that sort of thing. So kind of like a combo of Surface Painter with extra landscaping tools would be really neat. But then for water physics, I was really curious what Joe meant. And now Joe has said in chat a little bit earlier, like being able to put down a pond rather than, this giant ocean. For sure. I had not considered that. I would love to be able to put down a smaller water feature with more ease. I think that'd be a great idea. Having prop line tool. Yeah. As long as it still costs the same amount of money. For sure. Because, placing a tree costs $10 and that's important. But yeah, I see no reason not to include prop line tool. Yeah, I'm totally down with that. Next suggestion from the Discord is multiple cities on one map with their own economies. Yes, that would be very rad. That would be very rad. Being able to have them dependent on each other for supply chain, having tourism between the two, having Sims work, like live in city A, but then work in city B because their education level is, whatever level, and there's only jobs available for that in city B. It'd be way cool. And then you would have to be cognizant of like your transit abilities or driving abilities or whatever between your 2 or 3 cities. I feel like we kind of can do that right now. We just zoom way out and build little districts and have them dependent on each other. But being able to do that on a larger scale and have, rather than just districts depend on each other, have like actual full party cities depending on each other would be way cool. Would also be dependent on a much larger map, right? I'm gonna get to this console stuff in a second. Noah, I've got opinions on that. Yeah, you're absolutely. That was like the very first thing that someone said was we just need a better tutorial. But that's something that Paradox is pretty well known for, is not having the best tutorials. And I'm gonna say it again. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because I promise you this, my very first goal, as long, like, if it's doable for me, right? I don't know when the game's coming out. I don't know that stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. But my first goal is to get like City Skylines 2 explained like year 5 and get that video series up and out. I'm gonna make it happen. I have the aims, and I'm usually pretty good at making things pretty understandable without talking down to you, right? Okay. This next one was also really interesting. Was it Krieger that said this? Somebody said this. If mixed zoning can't be a thing... oh no, it's the other person whose name starts with a K. Christoph. If mixed zoning can't be a thing, I hope we'll be able to rezone without buildings being auto-demolished, aka repurposing. And that's really cool. I had never thought about that or really heard of it like as a wish. What a neat idea. How to implement it would be a thing. Maybe like if a building abandons, because right now if a building abandons, after a while it auto demolishes, right? And then it just rezones in as a new building of the same style. Mixed zoning, the way that everybody is talking about it, is like if you think about downtown, the bottom, like the main floor of a building is a shop, is like a bakery, and then the next 5 floors up are apartments. So within the same building that is placed down or grows in or whatever, it has both commercial, usually on the bottom, or office maybe, with residential on the top. You could also have mixed zoning between commercial and offices, I guess, right? Yeah, Telly, absolutely. Good for walkability, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I like the repurposing idea. I'm trying to think of like how to implement it. If, so let's say a building abandons, maybe rather than auto demolishing, maybe you could choose like another toggleable option in the menu. And you could choose to have it not auto abandon, and then you would get 3 options. You would be able to say like, build a building of the same zone type again, and that would be the least expensive. And then you could say, use that same building, but make it this instead, like residential instead. That would be like the medium cost option. Or you could say, no, I'm going to demolish it and I'm going to do something else with it. And maybe that's the most expensive. Or whatever cost would make sense there. I'm not a city planner. I don't know. Oh, I'm in... Oh. Gross. No. There we go. There we go. Sorry, gang. Of course you can, Seta. Yeah, it's over there. Of course you can. So, next. Next person said, more realistic population. No more groups of people with the population of a small country waiting to cross the street. Yeah, I agree. I would maybe, like, so there's a realistic population mod, right? Yes, Joe. Yeah, totally. The only thing about like a much more realistic population is I would maybe worry about the big urban sprawl, suburban sprawl. I don't know, the big low density sprawl that you would need to unlock early stages of the game, but I think that's totally avoidable. Maybe we have more space available at the very beginning of the game. Maybe tiles are bigger. maybe we've got 3 levels of density and we start with both low density and medium density available to us, and we have to work to unlock high density. Yeah, I think a more realistic population would be interesting. Just generally, yeah, somehow eliminating the groups of 6,000 Sims walking all together in a low density area like this, right? If it's like a downtown area, for sure. Have the, 16 billion people packed into Toronto, squeezed all in tight, touching me. Oh. But for a low density sprawl like this, no, I don't want that anymore. Oh, no, that's a cute idea. That's a cute idea. Okay. All right. Here's where I get spicy. I've got 2 more, and this is the spicy one. Someone wrote, console having easier traffic management options instead of removing lights or adding stoplights. I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant here. Respectfully, I am over this whole console needs this argument. I'm done with it. I'm done with people saying console needs this. Console, as far as City Skylines 1 goes, console is the exact same game as vanilla City Skylines. It's the same game. With the exception of the Switch, because the Switch has less DLCs, fewer DLCs available. And arguably, right now, next-gen console players have it better than vanilla PC players. They have LUTs available to them. They have more tiles available to them. If you're playing vanilla on the PC, you're playing the exact same game as the console players. So I'm done with people saying console needs this. Just say vanilla needs this. It's the same thing. Golly gee, it's the same game. Some people who play PC don't want to mod their game, and that needs to be okay. I think there's a lot of like modded elitism, and I'm kind of over it, gang. I'm done with it. So I think the vanilla PC players need to be considered as well. And so anything that console gets, vanilla PC players will get as well. They're the same game. Moving on! We did touch on this a little bit though. Same thing. I worry that like, if you had to choose lane connections for every single interchange you did, that would drive away casual players, but I think it could be implemented as an optional thing to give the more hardcore players something to do, but still having the default way that roads connect be good enough for the filthy casuals. Yeah. The very last thing that was written at the time of me making this list, like collecting this list from Discord, is from Seta. And Seta wishes for the donut truck to remain in City Skylines 2. And Seta, I'm not against it as long as... Oh no, I thought I saw one. As long as... Here, is that the donut truck? Oh no, that's like an ice cream thing. Oh, we got the Wienermobile? Hello? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Warner. I'm trying to find it. Oh my goodness, where did it go? As long as... Oh, here we go! As long as the hippie punch buggy also stays in City Skylines 2. They gotta both be there. All or nothing, baby. I also wouldn't mind the hot dog van. But I don't know, I am really curious, like, so the cinematic trailer that we got, the announcement trailer that we got, was pretty realistic looking stuff, right? And City Skylines 1 is arguably cartoony, and they did that on purpose. And I don't hate it. I think it's fun. I'm very curious what their direction is going to be as they do go into City Skylines 2. Are they still going to go for the more cartoony style to make it kind of more available to anybody, or are they going to... Well, they did say the most realistic city builder ever. Do they mean that in terms of visuals as well? I'm just curious. I'm curious what's going to happen. Except the Switch. Yeah, Red Mage. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't spam too many at once. The last bike that I had was a Ninja. Little 250 Ninja, bright yellow. It was beautiful. I miss it, but I'm done with riding, which actually makes me a little bit sad. I might pick it up again when I'm old and retired and have nothing to lose. Yeah, it was a good little bike. Good little bike, got me where I needed to go. Yeah, the Switch, yeah, everything for the Switch is just, it's not a fault of Tantalus or Paradox. It's just a fault of the Switch's hardware not being able to deal with it, right? So that is the wish list from the Discord and my thoughts on it. Thank you for dealing with my rant. I am really trying to think of if I could ensure that one single thing was in City Skylines 2, what would I choose? And there's things that I would choose for selfish reasons, like I would enjoy the game most if this happened, but there's also things that I would choose for like success of the game and the community reasons, right? I think for selfish reasons, I would go more towards like greenery, landscaping, prop line tool, forest brush, that kind of stuff. But none of that is like city building, right? Which is what the game is, which is what people like the filthy casuals would buy the game for. So I think that is if I were making the decision in the executive office, it's probably not what I would go for. Hi Francois, good day. Hello. I think if I were making the decision for the game based on wanting it to succeed and wanting the community to be happy, I think I would probably go with like modularity in general, modularity in roads, modularity in services, because it provides a lot of customizability so that the game doesn't get stagnant. I think that's where I would go. What do we think? What do we think? What would we go for? And the last question I will ask everyone, if you... I suspect that a lot of the DLCs, a lot of the stuff that we have as a DLC right now, I suspect it will be in the base game. There's no way that they're peeling back every single feature that we now know and bringing and we'll charge it later. Like I know that Paradox is known for their DLCs, but they don't, from again just my understanding, right, and my opinion as an outsider looking in, they don't do their DLCs as a money grab way. Yes, money's great and it like pays the bills and helps them continue to make their games, but they have always said that their focus is to build a really solid, very functioning base game first that appeals to the broad, filthy casual audience, and that the DLCs and the modability are available afterwards for us more hardcore players. So they're not saying like, haha, I'm gonna hold this back and charge you for it later. They're saying, I'm going to appeal to this general audience and make a really sturdy base game so that it doesn't explode like Kerbal Space Program 2 did. And if we can later improve the game, then we will do so, and we will make sure that doing so is paid for via a paid DLC. District type DLCs? Oh, Warner, do you mean like mid-century modern district types, or do you mean like industry and park life district types? Alien invasion? I have no interest in that stuff. I'm really sorry. Not into the alien stuff, not into the Godzilla stuff, but I know other people would be, and that would be fine. I suspect I would think that we're getting like park life and industries in the base game. You really think so, eh, Warner? Damn. I wonder if it's maybe more of a hope for me. But I would argue that those would be the ones that you would keep in the base game, but I don't know. Are they actually, Joe? That's awesome. I haven't I've only watched a little bit of gameplay with it, and it was just a lot of toxicity, so I stepped out. I'll dip back into that community a little bit later. Hi, Munis. Hello. Yeah, I don't know, Ismin. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, I feel like you guys probably know this by now, right? I'm a pretty optimistic person. I'm pretty good at being positive about the way that I think things will go and the outcomes of things. So I've had it in my little noggin that there's going to be a lot available to us at the beginning. I'll be sad if I'm proved wrong, but I think so, Seta. That's my personal opinion. I think they're the opposite of EA. But that's just my opinion, I guess. After Dark and Snowfall are in for sure, Warner. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, what Red Mage said. Yeah, we're all kind of, a lot of, like, discussing it in comparison to City Skylines 1, right? Because that's what we know and all that. But who knows? Maybe the structure of things will completely change. I think it's safe to say there's probably going to be DLCs, right? Like, it's a Paradox game. Is there a single Paradox game out there that doesn't have that structure? I don't think so. Not the quote big games, right? So I would say it's safe to say there's gonna be DLCs, but hello, Gunt.
A tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Kel, I'm gonna say for now, my answer is that no, I don't think it will. It would take the simulation part of the game away, because when I play modded, I plop every building. I don't do zoning, and I still play with the simulation stuff accurate and happening, and I still build functioning cities in modded. And some of them have gotten quite large, and I've plopped, you know, thousands of buildings. So I think it might make it a little bit more monotonous, maybe, but I don't think it would completely take away from it. Yeah. Joe, I would believe you if you said that. I could see that happening for sure. Weather, but optional? Yes. Yeah, Kel. Yeah, I would like the option. That's a good one. Nobody's really said the ability to plop buildings in vanilla, but yeah, I would be down for that. Because I much prefer it. As someone who tries to build, you know, nice looking cities, and I'm very kind of specific with what I do with my cities, I wouldn't mind being able to plop every building. And if we got Find It with that, that'd be great. Right, Joe? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Yasmin. That's a good call. Because, I mean, with Snowfall, it has impact that we need to get the snow off the roads. What impacts would happen otherwise? Maybe tourism would be tied to the warmer weather of summer. Maybe you would have like an influx of tourists in the summer. Droughts, and on the opposite end, floods. Here, we will get flooding as the snow melts, if it happens like drastically, if there's been like a lot of snow and then it melts. Definitely new maps here. Oh, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. Yeah, you need to heat people in Snowfall. Yep. Noah, that was just me being a big old dink. There was no rehearsal or effort put there. Droughts, heat waves. Yeah, the opposite of Snowfall. Of course, heat waves. Maybe map dependent. Like when you look at this map, this is a very deserty map, right? So maybe with this map you get heat waves in the summer, but maybe with other maps you don't. It's a really good idea. Gun, I don't want aliens in my game. I don't want Wookiees in my game. But other people would, and I'd be okay with that. They can do whatever they want. Oh, Joe! Let's go! Hey, Lomar! Hi, I hope you're good. Yeah, Warner. I can see other people really wanting that stuff, and I'd be fine with it. I wouldn't probably toggle it on for like games that I play for myself, but I would put it on for content. Like we have disasters turned on in this city, and I wouldn't put disasters on if I played by myself. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Hey, Gunt, question. While you're here, you should be working, but while you're here and listening, Gunt, let's say that City Skylines 2 has multiplayer, okay? Let's say you and I are on a phone call, Gunt. You're upstairs playing City Skylines 2. I'm downstairs playing City Skylines 2, and we're playing together. Would you rather have us be building the same city and like placing roads in the same city and doing the same city, or would you rather us building separate cities and like supply trains and stuff depend on each other and tourism and stuff? XDN! Hey, lark away, my friend. Thank you so much for the super chat. Watching this is making my awful day good again. Less than 3. That's super kind of you. Thank you. That's, you've just made my not quite yet started day start on a really good way. So thank you. I hope that you're well. And I hope you enjoy videos and streams and stuff. Yeah, Red Mage. God, can you make me a sandwich? Everybody, my husband's in chat and he's here to make you all sandwiches. He's ready for you. Oh, can we put down? Same city, but the other option. Yeah. Yeah. For the lols, same city. I like both ideas, and I can't think, like, if I had to choose one of those two ideas, I can't think which one I would want to be, like, the must. First time allotment thing, yeah. Can you make me... Peanut, I've said this to you before. If he proposes to you before he proposes to me, we're gonna have a problem, girlfriend. We're gonna have an issue. You're not of my opinion that CS2 will be a copy of CS1 and fine. Doing all the DLCs took years. Yeah. Yeah, I certainly don't think they'll be... Well, I don't know, Francois, because they've been working on City Skylines 2 for so long, right? It has been years. So they have had time to put in quite a bit, but yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I am kind of like off my rocker, hoping for, I wouldn't say everything, but maybe the majority? I don't know. This is why I am quite okay just saying, like, I'm just gonna wait until a gameplay trailer is announced, right? It's really fun to speculate. It's super, super fun to speculate, but I will put no emotional attachment to it until we get, like, actual information. I struggle when I see people saying, like, lots of people have already been saying that it's going to be a mess, just like KSP2 was. And there's no reason to get that emotionally involved in it yet because we have no idea. So yeah, no emotional response until we know what's coming, but I would hope for lots of it. Yeah, Yasmin, yeah, I agree with that. Leanne, I've just tuned it out. Yeah, don't pre-order any game, gosh golly. Gosh golly, G. Williker. And for heaven's sake, stop buying Pokemon. Stop buying both copies of Pokemon. Yeah. I'm pretty capable of being, like, optimistic, and I am I'm pretty able to see, like, the light side of things, and I really genuinely have faith in Colossal Order in making this good. Like, they would not... It's Paradox's best performing game. It's Colossal Order's, like, complete takeover of the city builder genre, right? They would not put out a City Skylines 2 if they didn't think it was worth putting out a City Skylines 2. Because they're still making money with City Skylines 1. Sales went up in the last however many years. They only have reason to give us a good game, so it'll be fun. I have a response to you. Hold on, I gotta read it. I can state that I'm in a server with Colossal Order and Paradox, and that I have direct contact with them. That's all I got. Yeah, it'll be fun to see it come out, Lobar. Yes, Yasmin, there is. Yeah, think about, like, you see the City Skylines Discord. They've got a section for wishlist items for City Skylines 2, right? Biffa has a booming section for City Skylines 2 wishlist. My tiny little Discord with, like, what do we have? 350 people or so? My teensy tiny little Discord wishlist 2 items are pretty large. Like, there's a lot that can be added to the game, and I think I trust them to do it well. I trust them to do it well. Oh, you do, XDN. Yeah, the link is in the description of the video. I thought that my bot would give it out, but it's in the description. I promise it's there. Come hang out. If you want to, Gunt, try it. Sure. Awesome. Welcome in. I don't ping people unless they sign up to be pung, and I don't, you know, pressure people to partake in whatever. So cool. Welcome in, gang. I would love to see City Skylines screenshots. And photos of your pets? Oh my goodness. Okay, if you've made it this far into the video and or stream and you have a pet, you are hereby legally obligated to join my Discord and put pictures of your kitty cats or your dogs or your frogs in my Discord, please. That would be lovely. That would be lovely. Also, for legal reasons, the legal words there are a joke. If you're gonna put a spider, maybe spoiler it just to help our arachnophobic friends. Send me cat pics now. Yes. yes. All right. So hey, last thing, for my Twitch friends, anybody who doesn't know, I also stream on Twitch. My Twitch streams are potentially a little bit more wild. There's more like adult jokes. So if you're okay with that, come on over. But we do stream on Twitch as well, and I have figured out the cooldowns, the sounds cooldowns thing for Twitch. I can tell you guys about it tonight when we play Phasmophobia at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So in like just under 5 hours, right? Yeah. I'll be live over on Twitch playing Phasmophobia. That'll be a hoot. Can I put this in here? Yeah, it's gonna delete all the houses though. Chill. Yeah, me too. Me too, Leanne. I'm gonna be really curious because now I've watched so much of it, right? So I feel like I know more about the game, but I'm still terrified. So I'll be curious kind of how those two things balance out. Like my more knowledge of it, but my still primal fear. We'll see. Solo. Solo with stream loots. You guys can affect it. You can make wild things happen. I am available for hand-holding. I'm good. My fear is the entertainment. Oh my gosh. God, you're such a... So look at what we've done today. We have put a bunch of trees down. I guess it looks a little bit better. I put these trees down. Why don't we, at the very least, to get something kind of more hefty accomplished today, let's get this connected here. Right, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. Is it really going to be just taking this? That's a 3 lanes. And I'm going to do a 6-lane road here. Yeah, Seta. Oh, you did, XDN. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It does, honestly, it makes my day seeing the pet pics all around. Yeah, Lobar. So this one I did myself. This one I will take credit for. It's pretty easy, right? There's a tutorial for this on my channel. This, I should say straightforwardly, because I've made this joke a whole bunch in the past. I just took this from Yumble. I downloaded Yumble's interchange and I put it down and then I unsubscribed to the asset. Same thing with this. I had to adjust one thing for this one, but these are from Yumble. Sorry. Sorry. It was either that or we were gonna have really awful interchanges. So I just went the Yumble route. Yeah! Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna just turn that off. Warner! Warner prepping for tonight's stream. Oh, that's fun. Okay, and then I'm gonna make this into 3-lane roads. I thought because I had them turned off, I thought it wouldn't allow you to buy them yet, but that's okay. I will not be upset. Oh, no, don't do this to me! Can I just delete you? Oh, alright, fine. It is my song. It is, it is. So strange that it's doing this. Come on, video game. Okay, so this functions now. Oh, but we need a way to get in and out of the district, like the farming stuff. I always want to do one-way roads, but I think it's just gonna have to be an intersection. Oh, golly. Golly, gang! So, let's make... I wonder how bad this is going to be. Let's make that a dirt road, and then let's do like the wee 4-lane road. And just watch traffic for a little bit. Oh my goodness, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna put this gone. Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, and I'm gonna unpause and let's just watch this for a second. Let's just watch this while we peruse. Hey, if you've made it this far into the stream or the video, maybe give the video a thumbs up. It helps tell YouTube that I'm doing okay. And comment in the comments, especially if you're watching this after the live stream. Answer the question in the comments. If you could only choose one singular thing to guarantee that that thing is going to be in City Skylines 2, what thing would you choose? And is it a selfish choice, like me with the landscaping and the trees and the prettiness stuff, or is it a I want this for the community thing? Let me know in the comments. I'd be really curious. Low bar! After I've ranted and raved about how much I think that shouldn't be in the vanilla game. But yeah, lots of people love it. People love it. Our traffic in here isn't too bad. Thanks, XDN. That's really kind of you to say. That's really kind of you. Do you just know how to make YouTubers feel good? No, Lobar, no need to be sorry. We did discuss a few reasons, like a few ways that you could incorporate it that I would be like totally fine with. Like if we had like a planning mode, and move it mod as part of the planning mode, and planning mode didn't cost you any money, I think that would be great. There's totally ways that you can do it. I think just being able to have all of the functions of Move It for free in like the regular style gameplay is a little bit game breaking. But that's just my personal opinion. And like, who the heck am I, right? So, Warner, thank you. I don't know why it didn't come up. Warner, thank you. Thank you for gifting memberships out to Peanut, Joe, Seta, Tex, hey my friend, and Monica. I hope you guys enjoy your emotes. You get to use them here in this chat and in my comments on videos. So enjoy them. Running a hobby channel statistics. Yeah, thanks, XDN. What did Usman say? More events in lively cities reacting to dynamic conditions. Yeah. Usman, I think, you know what? I think, I might have to be with you on that one. I know I said modularity in the past, but I might have to be with you on that one, like for the #1, best for the game, best for the community. Having the more dynamic cities and events and festivals and slums developing stuff, it really would make everything awesome. XDN, thank you! You're the best. I appreciate you. I hope that you will also enjoy your emotes. Thanks a whole bunch. Parades and protests, yeah. Block streets for marathons. Ooh! Things that blocked streets would be really curious. Because that would affect traffic like real time. maybe you would just have to plan for that. Like you would designate, oh, hey, I'm going to turn on those policies. You would designate this area to be, like you designate, they're not called reroutes. What are they called? Detours. For if streets get blocked. Now this here, oh, vanilla. We love ya. We love ya. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a really, you bring up a great point because that is a good way of getting, opening the doors for future DLCs, is to have little things like those festivals or whatever. You could pitch it to Paradox like that. What are you guys doing? Are they? They are. So they're not using the roundabout to turn left. That's good. That's good. So if we upgrade it to a highway, that will help that. But will it... Oh no! That makes me the saddest bear. Gonna undo my paths, but I'm gonna do it. But then will people start using the roundabout to go straight? I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Surface painter, prop line, traffic manager. Yeah. Yeah. Better lane arrow control. Yeah. Gun. All right, let's tidy up this path. And see what we have going. Gang, I'm very excited to play Phasmophobia tonight. I'll talk more about this on the Twitch stream. But for anybody who was looking forward to cartoons tomorrow morning, they're not going to happen. Not really worth getting into on YouTube. But yeah, we'll chat more on Twitch. Can this work, please? Oh, game, I love you. Okay, that just needs to go. Custom nodes. Yeah, some people have said that. XDN. So I think that folks who can play with unlimited money and like unlock all, you guys are incredible. I can't play like that. I find that really difficult. I find it way more difficult than playing, oh darn, than playing regular. Because I find the structure that the game gives you when you are playing with milestones and stuff, it gives you so much direction. I'm going to cry because these paths aren't doing what I want them to do. Yes, yeah, it was I mean that was the goal, right? It was just to chit chat about City Skylines 2. I wanted to hear people's thoughts and give my own about what people were saying in the Discord. Okay, you know what? I'm dealing with that. That's gonna be fine. Let's bring this one over. Why are you there? Yes. Oh, like an automatic roundabout builder in the vanilla game would be incredible. I guess it is pretty easy to do in vanilla cities. But still, having it be... Okay, I'm just doing... Having it be available in vanilla would be incredible. Listen, we're just gonna... We're deleting everything. I quit? Okay, you and you. I don't know. I'll fuss with these later. I'm done with them. Done with them. Biffa, hello! What's going on? And City Planner, hi. Oh my goodness. Good day, good day. Gentlemen, the main question of the day is if you had your say and you could only choose one thing to guarantee existing in City Skylines 2, what would you choose? And would it be like a selfish choice? Like for me, it would be the selfish choice of more beautification options with plants and like prop line tool and that sort of thing. But I realize that's not what everybody wants. Or would it be something like based more for what the community wants? City Planner says move it! No, City Planner, I'm so sorry, but that's like, if I could choose one thing that's not implemented in the game. I'm just gonna cause a controversy now. That's what I would say. I don't think Move It belongs in the vanilla game. As it currently is implemented. As it is currently implemented. I think it would need many other things to go along with it. Traffic. Biffa just wants straight up traffic though. That's fair. Yeah, we were saying, I think my favorite way to implement it, that the kind of community has chit-chatted about and stuff, would be something like a planning tool. So every menu that you have like this first option on the very left, if we're talking like the same GUI or similar GUI, have every option, every menu have the leftmost option be a planning tool. Yeah. And it's like free to use. And so the way that so many of us use dirt roads now, right? So you come out and, you plan with it, and then you go back and you upgrade it. So the planning tool, I think, would be free to use a move it like feature on with like Control Z, because it wouldn't have the consequence of money. But when you talk about kind of the regular vanilla game, like with money turned on and milestones turned on and all that sort of thing, I think having consequences for making mistakes is really important. I hate how this is looking. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it in with greenery and it's going to look great. The Planning Roads mod. I've never used that one. Hey Vev, hello, how are you? Jared, good day. Yeah, so on the traffic manager side, I'm hesitant on that one. I've spent the last, I would say, 2 hours or so defending the like filthy casual players of the game, right? And I think a traffic manager mod could be fantastic, like TMPE. I would just really want to make sure that it's not overwhelming for casual players. And I would trust Colossal Order to implement it as such. I think that if they were going to implement something like that, I would trust them with it. But it would just need to not be overwhelming for the more casual players or new players or whatever. So that's my thoughts. I still haven't finished my tea. Gang, you've had me chatting so much. Gunt, I never thought about that with the planning tool. If it showed you the cost of what you want to put down, like if it had a little infographic, maybe you like, this might be overcomplicating it, but you paint a little paint. You do all of your planning within it, and then when you open this, it tells you it's going to cost this much if you put everything in. And then as you fill things in with the actual buildings or roads or whatever that are in it, that cost lowers by the correct amount. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. Yeah, for sure, Biffa. I am really curious if City Skylines 2 becomes or is or whatever as traffic dependent as the first one. Because you think about Colossal Order and their history with Cities in Motion, right? A lot of their stuff is so transit based. I hope Cities Skylines 2 has the same, because just like I do like the challenge, and I think it's a reasonable challenge for casual players. It's like part of the reason you buy the game, right? Is to problem solve and troubleshoot these sorts of things. So, all right, Noah, good luck. Please be safe. Please no falling. I don't think that's a healthy thing for you. Love to have a tool that gives you the 3D position of a point and distance. Or oh, do you mean like procedural objects, Bev? Jared. I also went off on a rant today about the whole console thing. That's just vanilla. You just want vanilla to have more tiles. So yeah, I agree. The roundabout mod, yeah, I would like to have an automatic roundabout builder. We were talking about ways to maybe make interchanges and such easier for casual players like me. Like I can't build an interchange to save me. I've watched videos on it, I can follow those videos step by step, but my fingers will just not do what my brain requests them to do, right? So having either more ploppable interchange options or just little tools that make it easier, like the roundabout builder mod is fantastic. But it is City Planner. Like it's the exact same game, right? I've watched people do this on console. I've done it a little bit on the Switch. Have you ever played the Switch version of the game? You can't do this? I don't know. I feel like I've done this. But yeah, I don't know. No. Worth it for fun, for a giggle. If I don't know how much the game costs, but if you're willing to spend X number of dollars for a giggle, totally worth it. But yeah, we tried it here, and it was fun. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't go play my Switch if I have my computer available to me. Same thing, like we tried out the remastered version on Game Pass, and same thing. I'm just gonna play it on my computer. Yeah. I haven't. And can I just get a little bit toxic really quick? I'm so sad that they locked the VR version behind Facebook. I know that now I think it's also available for PlayStation. Is that right? Or it's coming out for PlayStation? But I'm like the perfect candidate for VR. I love VR. I'm passionate about it. I am not super fussed about graphics being good on something. And I'm really optimistic about games. I'm positive about trying new things and like being forgiving with game mechanics. And I can't play it because I have a Vive, and I'm so sad. I'm heartbroken. So no, and I won't get a Facebook product. Yeah, for sure, CPP. Yeah, having it available on console is like a no-brainer, right? Yes, I agree. Whether raw materials are exported or used locally. Yeah, the rebalancing of industries in general. Do you guys remember when we were building this and putting down I think this is a bug though, right? When you place down a storage thing from an industry, it creates an incredible amount of import traffic. Yeah, Biffa. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a shame. I would sit here and stream for 4 hours in a VR headset, no sweat. If I'm just looking at what trees we're using here. If I could do it on my Vive, my little Gen 1 Vive, it still holds good. It's just like a Beat Saber simulator nowadays, but it's so fun. Yeah, the console game and the vanilla PC game are the exact same. You could argue next gen consoles are better than vanilla PC now. Because they have the LUT options and 25 tiles available and stuff. But they're the exact same game, except for Switch. Switch has, you can't buy the DLCs because the hardware limitations, which... You can, Christopher. You have to, I believe you have to buy it again, but if you go to whatever store it's called, type in Cities VR. It's what it's called. I've never seen it, actually. I think because I was so kind of like, I would argue maybe butthurt about it being Facebook only. Current consoles are powerful, yeah. I've seen people do incredible stuff on console. Like I used to be part of a group that would kind of like race building cities. And we had console players compete with us PC players who were using mods. And they built beautiful things and they built them quickly. I think it's just kind of aptitude, right? Like I fumble a lot with a controller. I'm just so much more... I grew up on keyboard mouse, like except for my little Game Boys. They did some crazy things. They did some beautiful things. And I like the... Console brings the restriction of vanilla, right? And with the restriction, like with not having access to all the mods and the assets and stuff, it breeds creativity and it makes you use things in ways that you wouldn't have thought to use them before. Controllers. Yeah, controller. Like, I would sit there just doing this. I mean, I didn't know until like a couple months ago. No, not a couple months ago. When did we try? Whenever we tried the updated version on Game Pass, I didn't know you could do a mouse and keyboard on an Xbox or a console. I'm so not a console gamer. I have like my little Nintendos for my Pokemon, but I just don't. I'm not up to date on console stuff. I don't get it. But yeah, people have built some really beautiful things. Does it? Awesome. That makes so much sense. I feel like that that negates so many of the like difficulties that I have felt when I've tried console. The interface is large, yeah. Yeah. Remastered. Thanks, Gunt. Thanks. I'm the worst at this. Alright, so I have one last question for the crowd. So Gunt in chat is my spouse. And I've asked him, if City Skylines 2 had multiplayer, would you prefer multiplayer to be you both building the same city simultaneously, like placing down roads and stuff, or would you prefer to have adjacent cities kind of thing that you're building and that simultaneously rely on each other for import, export, tourism, education, jobs, maybe? And I don't know. If I had to choose one of those two, I don't know which one I would choose. I genuinely, honestly, I think if I had to choose one of those two, I would rather build the same city. Yeah, Christopher, I think you're the first person who's agreed. Oh, you too, Vev, eh? The mods for contests? Yes! CPP versus Beffa, sure. Both would be great. Both would be fantastic, but if you had to choose one. Building a city together in co-op, yeah. Yeah. I feel like, the second version, like building, well, you know what, the first version, building the same city also has potential for trolling and stuff, but, I don't know, I think it could be a lot of fun. Gunt and I have played RimWorld. We've played a RimWorld mod where you play together at the same time. And I feel like RimWorld is not a similar game, but it's similar in that, like, you know, time pauses are on pauses based on you, and you have to make decisions in a certain amount of time. And there's like same maybe levels of micro or macro management. If not, it's not the same, but and that worked surprisingly well. I had so much fun playing multiplayer RimWorld with Gunt, where we controlled the same colony. And in RimWorld, you can like hop off and go to a different tile and establish a new base there. And I mean, who's to say you couldn't maybe... Oh, there you go. There it is. There's the solution. You start multiplayer. You start building the same city. And then maybe at the final milestone or halfway to the final milestone, you unlock the ability to start a second city or a third or whatever that is dependent on your first for import-export stuff. Yeah, Vev, yeah. Having separate cities that relied on each other for stuff like that would be really neat. Yeah, Joe, same. Honestly, same. The planning build. Oh yeah. It would be pretty rad to have it at the same time. You could specialize. Yes, that's what we do when we play RimWorld together, Christopher. I'm awful at anything combat related. I'm the worst. But hubby is good at it. Very typical. So I build the base and make sure things are functioning well and everybody's fed, and of course things are beautiful. And then he prepares our defenses and handles raids and all of that sort of stuff. I don't know if I'm able to answer that, Joe. Your best person for that would be Zardis. So Zardis. Love that guy. He's a good lad. RimWorld was my first true love. I had multiple hundreds of hours in RimWorld before I played City Skylines ever. I think it's fantastic. I think the replayability to it is incredible. It's, you have to be okay with, you don't necessarily need to commit war crimes, but they exist. And that sort of thing needs to not turn you off. But yeah, it's fantastic. And it shows the blue outline of the structure. Yes, Gunt. Yeah, same. Alright, for sure, City Planner. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day. Yeah, we've been talking about the tiles. I will show this off one last time before we kind of quit, because I'm really just plunking trees now and rambling on, right? I don't know if lots of folks have probably already seen this. But this has been like a concept that people are considering, right? Because one of those achievements is unlock 151 tiles. And the hexagon thing has been like thrown in our face over and over and over again. So potentially there's a total, this is theory, right? This is like, put your tinfoil hats on. Nobody knows anything for sure. 100% theory. But maybe there's 169 tiles. Maybe they're all hexagonal. And maybe you start with the middle 19 unlocked, and therefore you are able to unlock 150 of the rest of them, and this would be the way that it expands. I would be totally fine if this was in fact the way things worked. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm down. I also mentioned being able to choose your starting tile. How cool would that be? I would love that. I would love that. Rectangles are best because we're the rectangle gang. That hasn't really come over to YouTube, has it? I don't know how to establish that over here. Alright, well, let's save. I'm going to keep this as end of day 3.5. Don't look at my city names. You didn't see anything. Oh, I'm gone. You didn't see anything for future videos, I promise. Gang! That's what I'm calling it there. I'm going to be live in 4.5 hours over on Twitch, twitch.tv/ToadieYPQ. I will be playing Phasmophobia. I will be swearing often. And you can purchase stream loots to influence my game. Otherwise, as far as YouTube goes, the next time I will be live will be next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, so the same start time as this stream. I'll be live here again, working in this city, less detailing, more actual city building. We'll make things happen. It'll be a lot of fun. So thank you. Please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe for City Skylines stuff, and maybe even City Skylines 2 stuff. Maybe I'll try the game. Who knows? I am streaming on YouTube right now. So yes, I am capable of streaming on YouTube. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day. I will catch you when I catch you. Goodbye.